All right, everybody, strap on those helmets, tape up those hockey sticks, because we're going to get into a brawl with these NHL logos.
Have you guys ever seen the original Boston Bruins logo?
I don't think I have.
There it is.
Wait, actually, yes, I have. Isn't that the animal crackers? Red logo right there.
That looks like an animal cracker. For sure.
It does look like an animal cracker. Do you know what a Bruin is?
It's a bear.
Yeah, it is a bear. It's a bear of Eurasia, I guess.
Looks like a bear pig.
Back in 1924 when they started, this was their main logo.
1924.
Yeah, this is an old team. Yeah, had their, centennial last year?
I don't think animal crackers were around that time.
They chose a Bruin because it's big and fierce, but also agile.
Well, it doesn't look agile. It doesn't look...
It doesn't look fierce, no. They didn't check very many of those boxes off. I like the improvement on the text, though. Yeah, I think that was a nice update.
Yeah.
It has depth is what it is. It looks like it's going down.
Yeah.
And the stroke is so heavy.
It is, very, very thick outline on there.
All right.
Yeah, then they went to a B, which kind of bugs me a little bit. It was a bear, and they're still the Bruins. They're not the Boston Bees, they're the Bruins. That B also doesn't look very agile.
Oh,
Ooh. Yeah, they ditched the brown, now they're yellow and black.
They became pioneers.
Yeah, so they added the spoked hub. They added it on their 25th anniversary. They added the spoked hub because Boston, I guess, is known as the hub.
A hub on a wheel is where the bearings are that connects to the axles so it can spin. But the hub is probably referring to because of its trading ports.
Or the place to be, you know?
Okay.
Like the hub. This one is not their most recent, but it's pretty close. You can see it's got that black outline around all the spokes.
But yeah, they really like adding all the strokes, don't they? Now they got rid of it.
They got rid of all of them. This is their most current one.
It's kind of like that SNL skit. It's like, we need more cowbell.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
It's interesting, with a lot of the NBA logos, they have a circle logo. They slap the logo in the middle, but there's always text around. And I've noticed that a lot of times the text kind of can cause some awkward areas or weird kind of white space. And this is really simple. It's just a circle with a B, some yellow lines in there, but without that text, it does look cleaner, I'll say.
Definitely. Obviously, I wish they brought back the Bruin. For a logo itself, I don't hate it. It's got almost everything you could ask for. It's got colors, the letters there, it's Boston. It's got symbolism too.
Because of the hub?
Because of the hub.
Let's see it. All right, maybe I need to sleep on it or something. You guys give it higher than I expected. Yeah, I don't really have much other than it's just a B in a wheel, and it's just not incorporated very well as I think it should be.
And yeah, I kind of give it a 6 just because I think it's simple enough that it looks clean and nice, but there's just not really any pizzazz to it, you know?
I would give it a higher. There's not insanely unique, but it is recognizable.
Yeah.
And even from far away, you would look at it and know.
And that's the idea behind the logo, is you want it to be recognizable.
Right. But you are right. It's pretty could be for anything that starts with a V,
true.
you know?
Their jersey reveals. Okay.
Okay.
Watch them have an actual good...
Nice little surprise. Oh, it's a little different. Oh, there's your Bruin.
Yep, there's the Bruin. I did forget to mention, they do still use it as a secondary logo. As an alternative.
I feel like this is kind of what their jerseys have always looked like.
Yeah, maybe.
Just with a new
Well,
logo.
it's a cool video.
So this is a team that does not exist anymore.
Ah.
It is in the land of now imaginations. This is the Kansas City Scouts. The one reason why they use this Native American on the horse is because there's actually a statue of this in Kansas City. That's pretty recognizable. A lot of people from Kansas City, just know of this statue. It's just a kind of a landmark for the city. Kansas City started as a team, didn't do so good in the league, so they were sold to a guy in Denver, and they were known as the Colorado Rockies, just like the baseball team. One thing, I kind of thought this one was just kind of cool because it is old, but it kind of has a modern look to it, which I thought was kind of interesting. Also really terrible in the league, so they were no longer a team, and then they became the New Jersey Devils.
For the Devils! The Devils!
So there was yeah, a guy that was interested in the team in New Jersey, bought the franchise, changed the name to the New Jersey Devils. And what's kind of interesting about this logo is his wife actually created a sketch of this, and then they gave that to a design firm. But there's some deep lore to the New Jersey Devils, which is really cool. Basically, like this lady, I don't know what her deal was, but she wanted to have like a devil child.
What?
Cuckoo.
She did her seances, what have you, and basically had this child that came out with a horse head and bat wings
What the?
and a devil's tail, and it flew out the chimney and now terrorizes the people of like southern New Jersey.
Yikes. All right.
Never given birth, but that does not sound ideal.
It's like a big kind of lore like around this cryptid beast. So yeah, that's where they got the name, was from the lore of like the New Jersey Devil that like kind of goes around and terrorizes the people, and there's big superstition about it. But what's really cool about this logo, and I actually didn't see it until more recently, but if you look at it, at the very top you have the horns, and then the body comes down, the N is the wing, and then of course the tail is the tail. You know, if you take a look at like this weird sketch of the New Jersey Devil and put it next to this logo, you can actually really see the resemblance, and it's really cool. But they haven't really changed much throughout the years. They got rid of the green, I think is probably a good choice.
I'd say it's a good choice.
Yeah, went to more clean, like red and black.
What are your guys' thoughts on how the tail came out? To me, it looks like they took two pieces. They had a tail, and they had the end, like the font of the end, and then they tried to just put it on the end where it doesn't totally flow with it. And that can be difficult, working with anchor points and moving them and manipulating them to make it look natural.
Yeah, because it is interesting, like the N, so it is an N and a J, if you know, you kind of look at it like, but the N and the J are like super clean, they're really tidy, and then that tail kind of comes down and turns into more of like an organic shape. It's just kind of on the line, like it would be really strong to either make that more consistent, or it'd be really strong to kind of add some more organic shapes.
All right, what do you guys rank it? All right. I actually gave it.
I went 82.
I went for a 9.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I just really love the lore of it. This would be a really cool one. Like, I'd love to create some like sketches of like how you could maybe fix that tail. But yeah, other than that, I'd give it a 10 if that tail wasn't a little out of place.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this team. They're the Minnesota Wild.
Nope, I've not. I think this logo is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a solid logo. You can see, you know, you got, I'm assuming, a bear.
Minnesota Wild mascot is named Nori. He's a furry, fun-loving character who embodies the spirit of the team and state.
So what? So the animal, it isn't bad.
Just a wild.
Yeah, it's a wild. Okay. I was gonna say there wasn't like a specific thing that said it was anything. I just assumed it was a bear.
Up for your interpretation.
You can see, let's see, the designer, his name was Stephen O'Laughlin. Seems like a cool guy. He actually designed the original Liberty WNBA logo.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so that was,
Of course, that's why I like this logo.
yeah. He also did some like branding stuff for Hulk Hogan. Brother! Pretty chill guy.
Pretty cool guy.
You can see how he like used that negative space there in the mouth to form like a river, and even that eye is like a star,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Following along some of the principles of design,
Right on.
which this one is negative space, also is a Gestalt principle.
Okay.
And called the figure-ground relationship, which basically, long story short, is just basically how your eye, the human eye, sees something and perceives it as an object, and like kind of fills in the space with what it thinks it is.
It's kind of funny how a lot of people can like interpret that in different ways. Everybody's brain is different, and sometimes you'll see a Gestalt principle that's maybe unintentional. It's kind of interesting how that worked.
What were some of the logos that people say there's that Gestalt principle in there?
Right. You know, one was like the Utah Mammoth logo. You know, they did put mountains in like kind of the head of the mammoth, and then a lot of people started saying like, oh, there's an N in there for mammoth.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, well, like mountains kind of just have a similar shape to an M.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean it was intentional.
They were saying the same thing about the tusk.
Being a U.
That's right.
Like, what other shape is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Elements like a star, a moon.
Yeah,
or-
it almost like forces that perspective, you know, so you can't think it's something else, you know?
Right.
Which in my opinion is a way better use of the negative space because then it's not too subtle.
Yeah, I mean, you could look at the negative space of those trees and be like, oh, there's an M for Minnesota.
Yeah.
But it's like, is there?
No, this logo does a really good job of using those design principles and finding elements or things, objects, and putting them into a design to make a full whatever animal it is.
Yeah. And one thing I think they did a really good job at is like they put all of those elements in there without it feeling too crowded.
Yes, it's
Which, you know, looking back at like the Golden State Warriors redesign I did, which I highly recommend you guys go back and watch that video, is it kind of felt like I maybe crowded it too much. Try to incorporate too much stuff in there, where I feel like they did a good job at, like, they got star, tree, moon, river, badger. It just works very well and doesn't feel too crowded.
Alrighty, what'd you guys give it? I give it a 10.
I give it 10 too, yeah.
Yeah, it is a wonderful, wonderful logo.
All right, a quick word from our sponsors. Us, if you're a big fan of the channel and want to know how to support us, please like and subscribe to our videos. About 6.5% of you guys are subscribed, and we'd love to have you guys there. We're also a graphic design and print studio, so if you guys ever need any graphic design apparel printed, let us know. We'll take care of you. Thanks, back to it.
Chicago Blackhawks. All right, this is their first logo.
Oh, wow.
Pretty simple. Yeah. Another CEO of the company had his wife design. If they're wanting to get a logo and they're wanting to go the black and white route with a caricature, they need to have in mind that they need to have a negative and a positive of their caricature.
Definitely.
That said too, when it comes to printing, if they want to print it on, let's say, a black and a white shirt, they have to pay extra for that screen fee or that art setup fee. So they do need to have that in mind if they're wanting to create a logo with that. So moving on, they added some color. All right. So then they moved on to this red and black. And honestly, not a lot changes. The Native American changes. Blackhawk is his name, actually.
Oh, cool.
And now a little bit more detail.
Oh, he's looking at me funny.
Yeah, that guy looks crazy.
This logo is referenced as the deer in the headlights.
That's understandable.
They realized that this was not the move, and they changed it.
I like how his hair is green.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got green hair.
They gave him a weird shaped head.
Yeah.
The back of his head looks weird.
Yeah.
Very strong jawline, though.
And then they moved away from that and gave him some pink eye.
Oh. Whoa.
Some yellow eyes. And they had some awkward weight strokes in that last one.
Yeah.
Did.
Very awkward weight strokes in this one.
Yeah.
Realized that was also not working. When they moved to a head that made a little bit more sense with the shape, then they cleaned it up drastically
Wow.
with all the strokes. And I think this is perfect. I think it's a perfect logo in the sense it kept everything that it was going for originally and cleaned it up.
Still kind of has that like old school kind of drawn look to it.
I like this logo a lot. Back in 2020, there was that time period where logos were being criticized. For example, like the Redskins, Braves, all of these logos, they were kind of under scrutiny on, is this appropriate?
Right.
And so what are your guys' thoughts on that?
You know, I don't know that these teams have these names and stuff to like be rude or like ill-tempered. And you know, sports fans have a lot of pride for their team.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is interesting. Like,
If anything, this is just representing their culture more, which is what we want. We want to see more of this art, more of their culture represented in a logo or in branding.
Well, this is, you know, it's a sports team. This is gonna be seen everywhere by people who respect it and love it.
Like I mean, I'm sure if you're a hockey player and you get signed to this team, like you're gonna be so ecstatic and so prideful, you know, and I just don't see that as a negative connotation. You know, I feel like that would be more positive, if anything.
One thing that is interesting about it is they did ban headdresses.
Oh, really?
for their games. Not sure why exactly, but
It could be because it's more of like a ceremonial
It's like
dress, like
cultural appropriation.
yeah, like maybe in their culture, you know, that's only used for like special occasions.
that makes sense actually. Yeah.
That's what I would think.
We want to know from you guys what you guys deem the line for graphic design. Is this appropriate? Is it crossing the line? Or what is crossing the line? Alrighty. I gave it a 9.
I went a 7.
I give it a 4.
It's a pretty good spread.
I love this logo. I do worry about them in the textile industry. It's got a lot of colors and a lot of work.
First of all, the colors are a little rough. There's some spots the contrast isn't great, you know? Like, it's hard to look at the colors in some areas. There's a lot of areas that it feels like they just needed to fill it, so they just added something, you know? And I get it, like, there's probably some shapes on there that mean something, but the like older logos didn't have anything even close to that.
It's true. Like in his hair.
Yeah, like it seems like that just got added just because they didn't want it to be completely black.
I think it's a really cool logo, but it definitely could use some changes that would make it better.
There's definitely something there, you know? I like it. There's something there they could use. But where it's at now, it could be better.
Got it.
It does look really cool on the jerseys, though.
Oh yeah, and this is the
Maybe everything just looks cool around the jersey.
Guys, we should put our logo on a jersey.
yeah. I think everybody wants to buy their jerseys.
Jersey redesigns,
What? We were just talking about this song.
keeping it original for our centennial. We've been wearing the same jersey since 1955.
Dang.
1955.
Our centennial.
I love the mock-ups they make.
Oh, yeah.
Jersey reveals.
$100 years, baby. Yeah, this is the Detroit Red Wings.
Okay.
Have you guys seen this one before?
May recognize it from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
What's interesting about this is there was actually like a Canadian football team that the owner was kind of like a big fan of and maybe even played for. They were called the Wheeler Wings or something like that, which is kind of funny. So they kind of took the name and the logo from this like Canadian football team, and maybe it was rugby, it's something kind of like that. But their logo was like a wheel with like wings. It wasn't exactly this, but very similar. This is something that I know like the Detroit fan base is like very proud of, and they've only changed it one time to this.
Oh,
So they
I like
kind
the
of,
changes.
yeah, they kind of elongated the wings. Actually made it look a little bit more elegant. Kind of interesting for how like much of like a sketched logo it kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know Detroit's known as like the Motor City, so like the wheel and tire kind of, you know, referring to that.
It's always interesting how they choose where it's going, like where the wings are put.
Yeah, because like this logo feels so solid, you know, it's like really cool to look at. You wouldn't really think hockey right away though, which is kind of one downside.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's like a correct or an incorrect way, and maybe it just depends on the logo, but like with the text added onto this, it's interesting that the wheel is kind of moving to the left, but then you're reading the text to the right. You know, whoever designed it, you know, has to make that decision. You know, I don't know how they make that decision, but you'll notice some logos, you know, the logo's moving with the same way that you read the text, and some logos are moving the opposite way that you read the text. And it's just kind of like an interesting dynamic that most people probably wouldn't think about. Sorry, I just ruined you guys. Now every logo you look at, you're gonna,
I'm thinking about it. I'll be thinking about that.
but
My eye actually starts at the top of the wing and comes down this way.
yeah, and I think that would be kind of be more of like, and maybe that's why they chose it that way, is like composition reasons. You know, you do start up in the left, but just the way that like this would technically be moving, you know, if that was like actually a wheel with wings on it, it would be flying to the left.
Yeah. What'd you guys give it? All right.
Very nice.
I gave it a 7. Only because, yeah, like you said, it's not totally hockey related. With it being a wheel, I think a car brand.
And the reason why I gave it a 9 is because that's kind of same reason. And I feel like there would be a really cool way to kind of maybe like make it more hockey related without ruining it. And that would be to kind of maybe make like half of it a wheel, half of it a hockey puck.
Oh yeah.
This is a pretty iconic team, the Oilers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
Don't make me say it. Edmonton?
Edmonton?
Oh,
Edmonton. They're from Edmonton, Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, they haven't changed much.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's their first logo, and this is their. Okay.
that's the one with the most change in it.
Okay.
Yeah, they added that.
They went back.
They added that red circle. That didn't symbolize anything either. It was kind of just there to like update it, I guess. They got rid of it, so I guess not. But I like it a lot personally. I think it's a sweet logo. It's very clean. It's very simple. You still got like oil representation there at the top. The only thing that does bug me is you'll see it like Oilers along the bottom there, how it like kind of gets really close at the bottom and then separates as it comes up.
I was gonna mention that. I wished the text went with the circle.
Yeah. So other than that, I think it's sweet.
It's kind of cool, like the typeface that they chose is kind of like an old classic, like slab.
Yeah.
Like makes me think of like the Gold Rush, and it kind of just gives it a little bit of like a rough and tough look.
Yeah, they've got some cool like alternative logos, but they don't really fit with this logo very well.
I do kind of like how like the circle like goes around the oil drop,
Yeah.
rather than just putting it right in the circle.
Well, it also kind of looks like an oil can from the top view.
It does look like an oil can.
That's cool.
Holy
It made me like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Alrighty. How'd you guys give it?
Wow.
6.
I give it a 9.
A 7.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 just because I think it has a lot of like really cool elements. Like I really like the way they like did the text like that with like you know, it kind of reminds me of Art Nouveau-ish, kind of psychedelic era, the way they would make text and like really like stretch things out. But I just feel like they could play into that a little bit more. Like the oil can idea is cool, but I almost wonder if like maybe like a different shape rather than just like the circle could be like a little bit more interesting.
But I think it's clean, it's simple, you know, it's recognizable.
And it is one I actually like a lot. But yeah, I think it could have some improvements.
All right, guys, here we are. We made it to the end of the video. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Let us know if you agree with any of our opinions, and, you know, let us know what you think in the comments down below.